I'm Annie Nguyen, current chair of the Aging and Public Health section. I can't remember an APHA meeting where Steve wasn't a key part of the section's program. He attended every annual meeting, and of course, he was a steady hand that organized our section's amazing social, auction, and fundraising efforts. I don't know how Steve always had the energy to give to our section despite his very busy and accomplished professional life. Steve was passionate about our field, and he was passionate about our section for sure. Steve was humble about his accomplishments, and he was always willing to share his time with us. Steve left us too soon, but I am grateful for the difference that he made.
I met Steve over 20 years ago when he was a well-known young university professor. The model behavior I witnessed with Steve and that I tried to emulate contains confidence, scholarship, kindness, respect, and dependability. The most important is kindness. Steve left his mark on me and on so many others in the section that I believe his spirit will live on through us and in the section for a long time.
I'm Lene Levy-Storms, and about 30 years ago, Steve Wallace said something that influenced the trajectory of my career and who I am as a person. He said, "Why don't you stay and work with me?" I did, and I saw how much he really cared. Steve led by example. Steve the person was Steve the professor. Steve the friend was Steve the colleague. I'm so grateful for my memories of knowing him and his smile and his sense of humor.
Hi, my name is Janet Frank, and I met Steve in his early days at the UCLA School of Public Health and benefited greatly from his guidance, first as a doctoral student, then as his colleague on many projects that spanned over 22 years. I miss Steve, the whole package, as a wonderful man. His giggle, chortle type of laugh, his clear vision for seeing a path through difficult problems, his lifting up of others, his generosity, his kindness, and friendship.
Hi, my name is Kathy Sykes, and this is my tribute to Steve Wallace. When I first met Steve at the Public Health Association's annual meeting, we found out we had a number of things in common. Steve was helpful as a mentor from the very beginning. As I was developing the Aging Initiative at the US EPA, he raised his hand to be helpful to host one of the first public listening sessions we held across the country. He's been a wonderful mentor, a wonderful colleague, and a good friend. Thank you, and I miss you.
I'm Mary Gallant, former chair and current section treasurer. One of the many things I appreciated about Steve was his kindness and generous spirit. One needed only to spend a few minutes with him to recognize what a good person he was. I didn't really know Steve until I became section chair, but it quickly became apparent to me that he was someone I could always rely on to offer helpful guidance. He was very generous with his time in teaching me all about the finances of our section, and it's largely due to his fundraising efforts that our section is in such good financial shape. Our auction certainly won't be the same without him as organizer and his contributions of wine and Trudy's handmade shawls. I'm so grateful that working together on section business gave me the opportunity to get to know Steve and count him as a friend.
Hi, what I appreciated most about Stephen Wallace was his consummate devotion to the section and his enthusiasm. Thus, he was a great role model for me and for other members of the section. I remember when Steve received the section's Lifetime Achievement Award. At that time, he stated that the section was his first home. He certainly demonstrated that, and he is sorely missed.
One of my favorite things about Steve Wallace was his complete lack of ego. As brilliant and as accomplished as he was, it was never about him. It was always about the work and about the people who could benefit from what he brought to the table. It was always about the people and communities that were the focus of his research It was about the countless number of students he mentored and the expansive network of colleagues he inspired. Everyone was made welcome at Steve's table because he created a space for everyone to participate. Steve Wallace was truly one of a kind.
I started working with Steve in 2003 when he was the chair of the Aging and Public Health section in APHA, and I knew he was a fantastic leader because he was attentive, he was innovative and kind. And then I was thrilled when he got onto another committee that oversaw the sections because it meant 3 more years working with him. I have to say that Steve was outstanding. He was always dedicated, and there was no one like him.
I'm Fox Weddle. Others have been eloquent in describing Steve's important contributions to teaching and research. The students and junior faculty that he mentored will be testimony to his enduring influence on the field in years to come. Steve made important professional and personal contributions to gerontology and to APHA. I carry him in my heart. May his memory be a blessing.
Dr. Steve Wallace was an incredible mentor. He had a gift of getting people interested in aging work and in the APHA Aging and Public Health section within seconds of meeting them. I appreciated so much about Steve. What I'm always impressed by is how he was always mentoring and providing pearls of wisdom, even when we were having a casual conversation at the amazing Aging and Public Health auction. And please don't forget that according to Steve, you always need wine at the final business meeting for the section. Love to Steve's family and love to the APHA family.
Hi, this is Brian Sonia Wallace, Steve Wallace's son. This is a poem that I wrote in May after he passed. It's called Productive Repetition. Turn the oven to 375 degrees. Take the stairs down, 2 at a time. The cycle of coffee with mom, crying with mom, moving the car for street sweeping, the workout rotation, legs, chest, back, breathing books and drinking coffee, and every haircut is a complete reinvention. Every time you put on your shoes, you will never re-enter the room you just left. My old lover tells me I am building a ritual. I see him infrequently. I see him again. My mom tells me she is useless. I tell her, stop being mean to my mom. The pit of my stomach tells me everything I want to hear. It sings, leaps, stretches out the thinnest spider web across a chasm, the wail of egrets taking flight, that kind of beauty, white streaked against the sky. I read the same poem to my ex-lover that I read to my class. Realize it has my dad all over it. There's no such thing as broken. My mom says, the hole doesn't close. You just have to embroider around the edges. Like beauty is the pain that we attend to. Like the only way to keep living is to practice and to get better. Thank you.